welcome to Hillbillyween DVD Reviews! I'm your host, the Hillbilly Skeleton, and today we're going to be reviewing the Blu-ray of
Terror Train.
Terror Train is a slasher flick from 1979, capitalized on the popularity of Halloween in more ways than one. Not only is it a slasher flick, but also stars Jamie Lee Curtis. The plot's very simple, following the old slasher formula. In this case, the movie starts out with all these college kids, they're freshmen, they're in a fraternity, and they're basically having a big bonfire party and shit, having a good old time, drinking beer, getting drunk, getting ready to fuck. And they play a joke on a little nerd pledge. They fucking lure him up to a room with Jamie Lee Curtis Tish. She's like, I want to fuck you, little nerdy kid. Why in the world did this kid think Jamie Lee Curtis was going to fuck him? I have no idea. But he thought she was going to fuck him, so he goes up to the room. She's in the corner whispering, come in, get in the bed. He gets in the bed. Turns out Jamie Lee Curtis is not in the bed, but it's a goddamn cadaver. It's a woman cadaver, all chopped up, titties out, naked, got no arms, no legs, like kind of like a Frankenstein hodgepodge of body parts. So he gets in the bed, he's got his fucking boner, he sees his corpse, and he goes just go out of control, screaming. He starts spinning around with the fucking bed sheets and shit, going all fucking crazy. And next thing you know, we dissolve out of that. It's years later, that nerd's long forgotten, they explain later in the film, basically he went crazy, had to go to a fucking psych ward and all this shit for, having a boner for Jamie Lee, but then fucking winding up with a fucking, I don't know, some dead corpse bitch. So anyway, we're moving on, everybody's getting ready to graduate, it's 4 years later. New Year's Eve, the fraternity, they're renting out a fucking train, they're going to take a train ride, and they're just going to get drunk as fuck, of course, get horny, get fucked, whatever, celebrating New Year's Eve. But the thing that's funny about this, instead of just showing up, getting drunk, they gotta all do it in costumes. Like, they easily could have switched the setting of this to a Halloween film and shit. For whatever reason, they wanted New Year's Eve. I don't know too many people dress up in scary costumes and shit for New Year's Eve, but hey, that's the fucking fraternity shit that was going on in 1979. So long story short, basically what happens, they get aboard the train. Even before they get aboard the train, some motherfucker gets skewered by some unknown killer, following the slasher formula to a fucking T. Motherfuckers getting killed one by one, left and right. And what's cool about this killer is you never see him, so how did they get away with showing all these kills? Well, basically every time he kills somebody, he takes their fucking costume and puts it on. And there's some cool costumes. First he starts out with a fake ass Groucho Marx costume. Then he kills some guy, gets some like leather reptile shit. So as the body count climbs and the main characters who were involved in the prank are, getting whittled down, it's a little bit of a whodunit. The funniest part of this fucking movie is there's a really weird asshole pissed off magician played by the real David Copperfield. He's in here doing all his little magico tricks and shit. The kind of lead, he's the red hair, and maybe this motherfucker's killing everybody. Everybody's got a costume on, you can't tell who the killer is. Basically it comes down to, as you would think, Jamie Lee Curtis, final girl territory. Nobody can stop this motherfucker. None of these fucking bohunk fraternity motherfuckers getting drunk. The conductor of the train, he's a cool old guy, but he's trying to help out, but he gets fucking killed and shit. So I ain't going to ruin about what happens at the end, but obviously it's Jamie Lee Curtis. She could take care of the shape. She could take care of this little nerdy motherfucker who fucked a corpse or whatever, so... Over and all in all, it's just a fun movie. It's not one of the best slashers. This was kind of before the part in the slasher cycle where like the kills were getting real crazy and shit. So you get real basic kills. It's a cool gimmick with the killer constantly changing outfits and shit. You know what I mean? You never know what he's going to dress up like next. So it does have its own little place in, fun slasher cinema and shit. Just a lot of fucking fun. I recommend it. I mean, it ain't reinventing the wheel, but it is a good fucking time. So Terror Train as a movie, being one that follows the slasher formula real good, and it's got Jamie Lee fucking Curtis in it. You don't get much better for that for your fucking female lead. I want to give Terror Train 7.5 out of 10. It's a lot of fucking fun. Terror Train coming to you on Blu-ray for the first time. Some people like this approach, some people did. They didn't do a full restoration. They just got a halfway decent film print, and it's watchable. It just has like the little white specks and shit throughout the fucking movie, but it's still really watchable. Some scenes are worse than others with the little speckles, but nothing too shitty. The clarity's pretty good. You can see all the film grain. They didn't fuck with it and make it look all fucking blurry and shit the way they, a lot of companies fuck up old releases. So Terror Train looking like the cheap ass movie that it was from 1979. The audio, they have two options. You can listen to it in the original stereo format, or you can listen to the new 5.1 remix. I like the 5.1 remix because I like to hear all the shit around me. But, when they take an old stereo and do it like that, it ain't going to have the heft and shit that you would hear in a Transformers or whatever the fuck you would even be making surround sound on today. I like the presentation. I like it when a film looks like a film. I want to get picture and sound 6.5 out of 10. Alright, special features. This one not being as quite as jam-packed as some other Scream Factory releases, but still having some good shit. It's got the interview with the production executive, Don Carmody, interview with the producer, Daniel Grovenick. That's the guy who kind of came up with the idea with the movie, got the ball rolling real quick on it. The production designer, the composer, the theatrical trailer, the TV spot, and a still gallery. Like I said, you know, not the most jam-packed, but the interview with the two producers I found the most helpful. They gave the most background information and shit. You know, unfortunate, whatever, you ain't going to get Jamie Lee Curtis to be talking about this old cheap shit. Maybe she's ashamed of it, maybe she's not, I don't know. But, you know, even the director, Roger Spottiswoode, he went on to direct some Pierce Brosnan, James Bond movies. He ain't going to come back to talk about Terror Train, so they did the best they could. You know, the features, I did like the interviews with the producers, but not a whole lot else really stood out for it. So special features, sorry, I gotta give it 5.5 out of 10. So that's it for Terror Train. So yeah, you gotta see this shit for Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, of course, and she looks good in this. You know, she ain't looking all funky with a straw ass fucking nasty hair like she did in Halloween. She actually looks pretty in this. You know, this is kind of the era where she's transitioned to be a good looking woman and shit, so I like it for that. Plus, it's just a lot of fun.